Florida bats a 9-1 run rule victory. Yesterday in Game 2, Auburn responds. Mania Womack, her team-leading 11th home run, and Ella Harrison deals Florida their first shutout loss of the season. We've got Game 3 in Gainesville today between Auburn and Florida. Tigers trying to grab a big resume series win, in the Gators very much in the hunt to host a super regional, trying to grab their 6th SEC series win. Every win counts for Florida. Top 4 in the SEC standings as it stands, trying to get that double bye in the SEC tournament. Welcome into KDC Show Presley Stadium alongside two-time All-American Alicia Ocasio. I'm Ryan Urquhart. Alicia, last time we saw Florida, the Gators 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position yesterday. Got to be better situationally hitting in Game 3 to win.
Yeah, Florida created opportunities yesterday, out-hitting the Auburn Tigers 8-5, but their bats were shy with runners on. But you have to tip your cap to Ella Harrison, the ace for the Tigers. She was nearly perfect, striking out 7, and she does get the nod today. So the Florida Gators are going to have to figure out a way to make adjustments early.
Let's chat about Florida's ace, Keegan Rothrock. She was dealing in Friday's game.
She was the reigning NFCA and SEC Pitcher of the Week. Only 5 innings pitched with that mercy rule. 2 walks, 4 Ks, only 85 pitches. She was lights out, giving the Florida Gators the win.
And Gators will turn back to the right-hander on this Sunday afternoon with the series on the line.
Keegan Rothrock has been so good in the last 18 innings that she's pitched. She's only given up 2 earned runs. ERA 2.39. She is the ace for this squad, coming in hot at the high 60s, but throws that rise at 2 levels, along with the screw, curve, and changeup. But location is critical for her success.
Chris and Kate Malvos line up for Game 3 of the series. Mania Womack in that 6th spot with the big bomb yesterday.
We talked about timely hitting, and Womack was as timely as it gets yesterday with that bomb, putting Auburn on the board. A really big hit for her to claim Game 2 yesterday.
Tigers looking for their first series win in this building since 2005. Gave Florida their first shutout loss in KSP yesterday since 2024. The Tigers felt like they played very free yesterday on offense. Our umpiring crew, Megan Rabin, Stephen Golds at first, Chris Neighbors at third. Off we go into Game 3. And former Gator Kylie Shaw takes strike 1 and run away right on time. Shaw entered this series on a 15-game on-base streak. Comes into Game 3, 0 for her last 7. On an 0-1. Shaw slams one in the air to center field. Shoemaker has enough real estate on the warning track for the first out of the game. Taylor Shoemaker has been very busy in center field this weekend. She has found some comfort in that new outfield spot.
She has, with the switch from right field to center. She's just making it look easy, leaving her legs, making a few diving grabs.
Alyssa Hastings comes up to the plate. Absorbs strike 1 on the outer half. Hastings from Huntsville, originally transferred in from Lipscomb, where she was a very solid player, was all ASUN and all region last year. Rothrock's 0-1. Hastings takes upstairs and in at 72. Brings steadiness, according to Chris Malvo, when we talked to him throughout the week, and she's been responsible for a lot of clutch swings this year. Had a walk-off RBI double against Campbell, 2 doubles in their win over Oregon. A 1-1. Hastings, a quarter turn, a strike anyways from Rothrock. She works ahead 1 and 2.
Hastings has been steady for this lineup, but I think if Auburn wants to win today, they're going to have a little bit more production at the top of the lineup.
A 2-strike pitch to the plate. Hastings takes outside, 2 and 2.
First 3 hitters in their lineup, and Shaw, Hastings, and Rodriguez are all 0-4 in the past 2 games.
I've only seen 2 walks, and both have come from Hastings. 2-2. Hastings takes just off the plate, counts full. Auburn yesterday was struck out in all 3 at-bats to begin the game. Lee Stevens struck out the side to start. A payoff pitch to Hastings. And she'll walk here for the 3rd time in this series. limiting free passes will be key for Keegan Rothrock.
It absolutely will. We've seen them already convert into runs on both sides of the ball, with Florida as well on Friday, and then yesterday with Auburn.
Reigning NFCA Pitcher of the Week, we'll see Destiny Rodriguez, the righty. And she gets hit on the first offering, 2 free passes instantaneously. And some early trouble for Keegan Rothrock in game 3.
This rise ball just skims her.
Caught just a piece of that arm guard. Haven Roebuck, who had a triple in game 1, will come up. Roebuck is swinging at the first, fouls it off. It's 0-1. So we talked about situational hitting for Florida coming into this series. Chris Malveaux wanted to see more improvement in that same area, and they've got that situation here.
Yeah, they do. And it's a perfect opportunity. Haven Roebuck, who's had a few hits already in this series, 7 home runs, has a little pop in her bat, has the ability to make something shake right now for Auburn early in this game.
It's 0-1. Roebuck will take a ball. It's 1-1. Only a freshman, one of many in this Auburn lineup. It's a very young team overall. Had to replace a ton of offensive production from last season, but Roebuck has stepped up, and every game starter, a lot of extra base hits. So 1-1. Takes inside, nearly got her. 2-1.
And this seems to be a trend with Auburn. Yes, yesterday, Leah Stevens did strike out the side to start the game, but Auburn's bit first in both games that they've played in this series.
Tim Walton will come out, have a conversation with the entire infield. Looks like it's initially directed at Keegan Rothrock. And look, you look back at her no-hitter against South Carolina. She walked 5 in that win, walked 11 in the series. Despite winning National Pitcher of the Week, that's still something that this pitching staff wants to clean up overall. 2-time national championship head coach Tim Walton, the Hall of Famer, has led this program to 13 Women's College World Series. And he said in Wednesday after the FGCU game, to get back to another World Series, compete for a national title, they're going to need more arms to step up behind Keegan Rothrock.
Yeah, they've got a whole bullpen, and Olivia Miller and Leah Stevens and Sparkman and also Red Oxley, but who's going to be the one to hold it down, to give the team a shot? It's about minimizing damage.
That's a strike. It's 2-2. Haven Roebuck trying to take advantage with runners at first and second on a 2-2. Roebuck cuts on it for strike 3. Rothrock needed that. There's 2 away.
Rothrock had a little gas on this one. It came in at 73. Looks like maybe a low rise that she just couldn't get her barrel on.
Sophomore Annalie Adams climbs in. A strike on the first from Rothrock. One of their only returning starters from last year has been struggling in SEC play as of late, entering the weekend, but had a single in the Friday games, and Adams scored a run yesterday, so starting to perk up a bit. 0-1 pitch. Adams takes ball 1. Two free passes in this inning, a walk and a hit by pitch. That's how Rodriguez got on base. Rothrock trying to evade trouble, a 1-1. Big hack on it for strike 2. Annalie Adams coming off of maybe what's the best freshman year by an Auburn Tiger since Casey Cooper in 2014. He was leading the team in average last year, most hits by an Auburn freshman since Casey Cooper. Broke 6 freshman records. 1-2. That evens the count 2-2.
Had a conversation with Coach Chris Malveaux early this year. Asked him about Annalie Adams and her mindset walking into this year. You see a lot of freshmen who had great years come in, maybe have some imposter syndrome, has since worked on her mental toughness with a sports psychologist.
Runner up, strike 3. Rothrock goes back-to-back to get out of trouble. 2 free passes left stranded thanks to 2 strikeouts. We're in the middle of one. Florida coming to the plate for the first time today when we return. No score as we slide to the bottom of the first. Game 3 rubber match between Auburn and Florida. And Saturday, Ella Harrison was dealing.
She was stellar yesterday. 7 innings with 7 strikeouts. Florida Gators just could not make an adjustment. And the thing about it is Ella Harrison was striking them out in different ways with that drop ball, that rise, but also that changeup she started to introduce. And they're looking at her today to make some more magic happen.
Second time she started on back-to-back days in SEC play. First time it's been back-to-back games against conference foes. We'll face Taylor Shoemaker to start. That rise is high, ball 1.
And Ella Harrison, what I love about her, she's able to throw 3 speeds. That drop is coming in the high 60s, but she also has a really good changeup with the slow rise. That was a difference maker yesterday, and keeping these Gator hitters off balance is what were they hunting and how are they able to get their barrel behind it? They just couldn't figure it out.
Last pitch is inside, ball 2. Kendall Grover moving up in the lineup after a 3-for-3 game yesterday. 2-0. Shoemaker takes a strike. It's 2-1. One of the 4 seniors for Florida honoring on this senior weekend. Harrison's 2-1. Down the chute for a strike. It's 2-2. Taylor Shoemaker, top 10 nationally in hits and runs scored. There's been no sophomore slump for Shoemaker. Still found ways to produce. Hitting plus 400 once again. 2-2. Shoemaker will take up and in. I should say 389 hitter last year. The reigning NFCA Freshman of the Year has already surpassed her multi-hit total from last year. Counts full on her. Here's a payoff from Harrison. Shoemaker quarter turn did not go. She will walk. First base runner for Florida also via the free pass.
It's a good start for the Florida Gators, and getting Shoemaker on base for Jocelyn Erickson, who did leave 3 runners on, but nonetheless, this top of the lineup is still dangerous despite what they didn't do yesterday.
First toss to Erickson. Looks at his strike, and it's 0-1 on her. On the precipice of history all week, a chance to cross the 50 home run threshold would join an exclusive club of Florida Gators that have done it. It would be the 5th all-time. 0-1 awaits. Erickson out in front of it just a tad, 0-2. Harrison did a really good job changing speeds yesterday.
And she does it again already today. We saw her slow rise that Jocelyn Erickson just swung through, but also comes in hard in the high 60s with that drop.
0-2. Erickson takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yesterday, the Gators struggled with runners on base, could not capitalize in those situational spots. Hit just 3 for 17. 1-2. Erickson pops it up. This is playable for the infield. Adams calls everybody off and makes the catch.
Third baseman, number 12, Kendall Grover.
For Florida, this will be yet another time through this order seeing Ella Harrison's stuff. Trying to make those adjustments here in game 3. Kendall Grover will come to the plate. That first one gets away, and Shoemaker will slide into second off the wild pitch.
Harrison just lets loose. Another Gator in scoring position. Can they execute and cash in on this run?
1-0. Grover hits this a mild foul, and it's 1-1. Grover has some serious pop in that bat and has started to find it once more on her senior weekend. Went 3 for 3 yesterday after going 0 for 3 in game 1 of the series. Somebody Coach Walton has said wants to see find that groove to help out this offense. 1-1. Grover tees off left center field. At the wall, it is out of here. A two-run strike, and Florida's in front by as many.
We talked about those walks converting, and Grover converts this by hitting a yaya to left field. Sends this one flying, and Florida Gators are on the board early. This is the response that you want after yesterday's game, cashing in the bottom of the first. Florida Gators are up.
First to Kenley Cahalan. It's a strike, 0-1. So a senior weekend slam for Kendall Grover. Picks up the bomb, and for the first time in this series, it's Florida who takes the first lead. Auburn had jumped in front first in each of the prior two games. 0-1. Cahalan takes outside. For Grover, that is her first home run since the middle game of the Arkansas series. Kenley Cahalan's also been having a great senior season as well. Kendall Grover, big difference maker right now. Cahalan bounces one up at first. Adams will get the force. 2-1.
Coach Walton just seeing how well that Grover was seeing the ball, especially yesterday against Harrison in the circle, going 3 for 3, but then moving her up to get some more production, and his move paid off early in this game. But you got to think about this lineup. Like, these are the 4th and 5th times you're seeing Harrison in less than 24 hours.
Low, ball 1 to Townsend Thomas. Thomas lifts off right center field off the top of the wall. Auburn has some trouble in the outfield. Thomas is digging for 3, and she's in safe. Florida's offense is humming back, or 2 big hits in this first inning.
I was just thinking about how fun it is to watch Townsend Thomas because of all the tools that she has. This pitch left over the heart of the plate, it's a no-brainer off the bat. Hit hard, but she has so much speed that she's able to take this ball off the wall and get a triple out of it. Gators are hot.
Just the second Florida triple this season. First for Thomas. Here's Brown. It's inside, ball 1. Had an absolute moonshot in Friday's game against Auburn. Was her first home run since returning from injury. 1 of 6 this year for the junior. A 1-0. Inside, that's ball 2.
Townsend Thomas now having a hit in every single game of the series. Gators are trying to make a statement early in this game. Try to secure the series.
2-0. Brown takes a strike. It's been one of the cool stories of the SEC coming back from injury. Initially was very scary, was carted off the field, but since returning, has picked up right where she left off as a hitter. That's not easy to do. 2-1. Couldn't frame it. 3 balls and a strike. She's also got a really good eye. Hitters count to Brown. Harrison deals. And Brown will walk. First and third. And a chance for Florida to grab more with 2 outs. McClellan, one of 4 Gators in double-digit home run numbers this year. First offering. McClellan pops it up. This should do it for the inning. Hastings is over, battling the sun, makes the catch, and retires the side. Kendall Grover An early home run for Florida as them up 2. Their first lead that's come first in this series. Grover lifts off, and the Gators are up 2 in Game 3. Yesterday, a very special moment for 2 Florida Gators is Jocelyn Erickson and Kenley Cahalan both receiving their golden tickets to play in the AUSL. They have been officially drafted, and they will find out where they're going on May 4th. But a really cool moment. Jocelyn Erickson and Kenley Cahalan both very well deserved, and a great presentation post-game. And we'll join a list of some very special Gator greats, including yourself, Lisa.
Yeah, I think yesterday was a really heartfelt moment for Jocelyn Erickson and Kenley Cahalan, but really for this whole softball team. You saw, their teammates crying and jumping on them and just elated for them to be able to continue their career post-college and make an impact in the pro realm. I think there's nothing like it, and there's just something about these Gators that just that Coach Walton keeps producing to be able to have the opportunity to play in the pros. But I think there's nothing like it, and I'm super excited to be able to hopefully play alongside them in the AUSL.
1-1 here on Mania Womack, team leading 11 home runs. She had a 2-run shot yesterday. On the pitch, Womack pops it up, and this will stay in play for that future AUSL pro, Jocelyn Erickson. She has the first out of the inning. 2 more expansion teams in the AUSL as well. Season will start on June 9th. And a really good indication of just how much this sport is growing and how fast it's growing.
Yeah, I'm grateful to have witnessed it continue to grow, and I'm excited to see where it goes. The MLB has invested in the AUSL amongst other organizations as well. So it's on the up and up, and just the opportunity for softball players to dream of being a professional softball player, I think itself is just an amazing thing.
Tim Walton has produced a whole host of pros across multiple leagues. Here's Walker. 1-0-1, falls behind 0-2. The sophomore trying to help Auburn respond after the Gators get a 2-run lead in the first. 0-2. Walker golfs one foul, and this is out of play. Spent 3 years at LSU before joining up with the Tigers. He's been one of their better bats in the middle part of the season. Last 30 games, leader in slugging, RBI, home runs. We'll face a 2-strike count from Keegan Rothrock. Walker takes just low.
There's a lot of conversation surrounding the transfer portal, but I think when you think about players like Walker, who only appeared in 56 games at LSU throughout her 3 years and coming here and being everyday starter, I mean, you got to look at her story and know that sometimes, the transfer portal does come in and play a big part in the trajectory of these athletes' career. I mean, we talked about Jocelyn Erickson and her transferring, and you're seeing it become a lot more prevalent these days.
This 2-2 is fisted foul up and back. And she got really emotional yesterday in the post-game media availability when asked about reflecting on that decision to transfer to Florida. She said, it's made me a better teammate, a better player, and a better friend coming to this program, and she found what ultimately was the best fit for her.
I think that's something that, sometimes the fans at home don't necessarily understand, is like everyone has their own journeys. And
2-2 swung on for strike 3.
And part of Rothrock's journey was that strikeout against Walker. Rothrock just has the ability to miss over the plate at times with how high her spin rate is. I mean, that one was a little bit low, but got Walker to bite and not able to put her bat behind it.
Freshman catcher Ava Ratliff will climb into the righty box. She'll take a strike. It's 0-1. Rothrock has now struck out 3 of the last 4 after 2 early free passes. Ava Ratliff struggling in SEC play, 200 average. It's 0-1. Another wave and a miss, 0-2. She's got some pop. Was the first player in Indiana State history with back-to-back 20-plus home run seasons back in her prep days. Keegan Rothrock trying to face the minimum in this second. On an 0-2. Ratliff down on strikes. Make it 4 for Keegan Rothrock. After a little bit of early turbulence, Keegan Rothrock has found a groove.
And she does it again with this curveball through the zone, and then that drop ball, that changeup that just finds the bottom. Keegan Rothrock.
What a beautiful Sunday afternoon at KDC Show Presley Stadium. It's the home team up 2 over Auburn. Rubber match of this series. Auburn throwing Ella Harrison in back-to-back games. It's a tough ask for any pitcher, and so far it's been a little bit up and down.
Yeah, we talked about just how much Florida has seen her in the past 24 hours. Yesterday, 7 innings pitched with no earned runs, but already today, in only 1 innings pitched, gave up a home run with 2 earned runs. A little bit of a different start, but they have the task of trying to gain some momentum against the Gators ace, Keegan Rothrock, on the flip side.
First pitch is upstairs to Ella Wesolowski. She'll call time here. I think this is an issue with Ratliff's pitch signaling device. They'll come out and take a look at that. She has all 3 of Auburn's probably biggest resume wins for the NCAA tournament, including yesterday's, also be Clemson and Oregon. You talked earlier about the difference the transfer portal can make. She is a prime example for Auburn.
She is a transfer from Rutgers, used to having the ball, yet last year 177 innings, so she wants it. She's in the circle competing for the Tigers, and like you said, does have a few wins under her belt against ranked opponents. Earlier in Clearwater Invitational, beat Clemson, or excuse me, the NFC Leadoff Classic, and then Oregon at Mary Nutter.
1-0 to Wesolowski. She'll take a strike. It's 1-1. Also a transfer from Mississippi State, played in nearly 100 games there at a 253 average last year, has grown this year, 289. A 1-1. Wesolowski chops one to short. Tough play, snagged by Hastings, but no throw. Leadoff single for Ella Wesolowski. Starts the party in the second for Florida.
Nice hard hit. On that drop ball in the outer half by Wesolowski, I might get fired for this one, but it almost feels like Hastings at shortstop has been out of position a lot this weekend with the shifts and how hard Florida's hitting the ball to the left side.
Ultimately, it's credit Florida's hitting as this bunt is popped up, but no play can be made. Adams and Ratliff tap into each other. Well, I think it's a valid observational issue because there's been multiple times we've seen Florida successfully hit against the shift, which is as much a credit to Florida as anything else.
Yeah, you gotta nod to them. I think sometimes when you do have those shifts, it's tough when these batters can really just put barrel on the ball, hit it down hard, and
Camilla does exactly that into right field. Back-to-back base hits from 8 and 9, tee up the top of the order.
I love Comia's energy. Comia is one of those players that have hit against the shift this weekend already, but she just finds ways to get it done. Had a bit of a lull in SEC play, but she doesn't strike out a ton. She finds a way to put the ball in play with the tools that she has and brings a ton of energy offensively, but also in her leadership position at second base.
Well, Kate Malveaux just came up and directed Annalie Adams to the dugout. Not exactly sure why, maybe to get something with that same pitch signaling device. But Kate Malveaux clearly wants to communicate something to the entire Auburn infield, especially after that prior observation where that deep single in the outfield started with Hastings not really seeming to be in a good spot.
I think maybe just having that talk with them to reset and knowing what they've already done and been capable of and keeping these Gator hitters at bay, they're going to get hits. Yesterday got 8. Auburn only got 5, but they just weren't able to cash in. So just continuing to stay mentally tough to make those plays defensively to keep them from crossing home plate.
Series on the line today. Auburn shutting out Florida yesterday. Gators got an early 2-run home run, but now second time through the order for Ella Harrison. But you also have to remember it's not just in the context of this game. Through all 7 innings yesterday, Florida, this will be the 5th time through the order against Ella Harrison.
Taylor Shoemaker saw her 4 times yesterday, once already today. This will be Shoemaker's 6th time seeing Ella Harrison in less than 24 hours.
First and second, nobody out. Top of the order, Shoemaker up. First pitch, swatted off foul.
And I love to see that. I mean, this weekend, I feel like Shoemaker has been a little more patient than we've maybe seen her throughout the course of this year. And I love to see her swinging first pitch to try to get ahead.
One of the best swings Coach Walton said he's ever seen, this game he's ever seen. On 0-1. Shoemaker takes low.
Shoemaker is a generational player already for the Florida Gators, having the best freshman season in Gator history with all the awards and accolades that she accumulated. Just a mature hitter.
1-1. One bounces away from Ratliff. Both runners take off, and just like that, it's second and third.
Already the second wild pitch that we've seen today from Harrison.
So one passed ball in the first inning. That being the second officially. 2-1. Shoemaker flares it up. This is playable for Hastings. Battling the sun. Couldn't find it. That's a fair ball. Bases are loaded. Taylor Shoemaker saying, I guess I got a hit.
I love every single time she gets a hit in no man's land or just somehow works in her favor. She's like, you know what? It goes down as a hit in the scorebooks.
Hey, if it works, it works.
I'll take it.
All righty, Jocelyn Erickson. 49 career home runs. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the first pitch is high. Can come part of that exclusive club we referred to all weekend. Francesca Nea, Lauren Hager, Megan Bush. With 50 in her career and 20 in a single season, is 3 off of the career mark. Also climbing the career RBI charts in Florida history. On a 1-0. Erickson takes low and out.
Erickson looking for something to smack. Today 0 for 1. Yesterday left 3 runners on the base pass. And we talked about this before the game, just the expectation that you have with Jocelyn up to bat.
2-0. Erickson caught a piece.
Coach Walton said he's surprised when she doesn't get the job done. That brings a lot of pressure on anybody, but pressure is a privilege. And Jocelyn Erickson knows that she's an RBI machine. Steps up every time with the expectation of getting a hit, and I think that's the difference between good and great.
2-1. Erickson takes low and out. It's 3-1.
There's no running right now for Harrison. She's got to be able to throw to Jocelyn Erickson.
Already issued 2 free passes. 3-1. Erickson takes a strike.
I say that because there's nowhere to put her with nobody on. And then you've got Grover up behind her who's essentially protecting her in a way because of how well she's seeing the ball, going 4 for 4 against Ella Harrison.
Payoff pitch. Erickson up the chute. Third base side, Roebuck is in. This time tracks it down. There's one away.
And a big out by Harrison. Get Jocelyn to pop up on some of her off-speed stuff that rides well up in the zone.
Well, if you're Florida, who else would you rather have up, bases loaded, 1 out, than your hitters 4 of her last 4? On the first. Glover takes ball 1. Already has smashed a 2-run blast in this game. Eastern Illinois transfer, former freshman of the year, 2-time player of the year. 1-0 offering. Takes low and in, ball 2. Coach Walton said she's been able to turn her dial up better as a hitter, as a third baseman, can do things that she didn't even know she could do. Harrison's 2-0. Grover takes a strike.
I think that's part of that magic that we spoke about earlier, but just finding a program that you fit in and that you know you can excel in, coach that you know will develop you and try to get the best out of you. That's what Grover has done.
2-1. Grover takes strike 2 in the inner half. Earned NFCA Player of the Week honors back in week 2 of this season. Was only the 8th Florida player in program history to do such. Bases still loaded for Florida on a 2-2. Grover cuts on it for strike 3, a foul tip. And Harrison has her first K. It comes in a big moment.
We talked about her being a dog yesterday, and this is just staying the course. That ball was so much spin. Grover just cannot catch up to it. Slow rise up in the zone. We've seen it time and time again, and it's been a huge part of Harrison's success in yesterday's game.
Florida will call time here. Tim Walton wants to talk to all of his base runners and Kenley Cahalan on her senior weekend, who's performed admirably, not just as a hitter, but of course as a shortstop. It's partially why she's going to the pros. Another example of how the transfer portal can aid you. Found her best fit in this program and has hit another gear in her senior season.
Just changing a few things mechanically, but also just continuing to gain confidence as a hitter and as a defender.
First to Cahalan. Takes low, ball 1. Has hit one grand slam this year. Was against Jacksonville back in February. One of 2 the Gators have had. 1-0. Cahalan will take a strike. Top 10 in the SEC in hits, trying to pick up a big one here with 2 outs. 1-1, got fooled a tad, but held the bat on the shoulder for ball 2. A good adjustment there, mid-swing by Kenley Cahalan. It's been great situationally this season, Florida has, but in this series has struggled in these spots. Just 125 with 2 gone. 2-1, it's a strike anyways.
That one had a little bit of tail, that drop ball.
Can Harrison evade another situational jam? On 2-2. Cahalan caught a piece, tumbles this past Coach Walton at third.
I think if I'm, in the box right now, the adjustment that I would make against Ella Harrison is be on time for the slow stuff, because she's throwing that way more than she is the hard stuff, and then just react. You know that Florida can hit velo. It's the off-speed stuff that I think they're getting a lot of missed hits on.
2-2 again. Counts full. Maximum drama en route.
And everybody's going. You see Comia even signaling. Opportunity to get some insurance runs and really break this thing open.
Harrison's payoff pitch. Cahalan one-hops one to the circle. Harrison will go the routine way and get out of a bases-loaded, nobody out jam. 3 singles left stranded for Florida, and it's still 2-0. 2-0, Florida in the lead in Game 3. Gators already 5 runs, but they leave 3 singles stranded in the bottom of the second. Florida needs this series win today to also help their super regionals host. In case you lose this series, you maybe start flirting with that bubble.
And that's not something that Florida wants. And like I said, trying to make a statement early, score early and often to be able to keep their standings and host for Super Regionals. That makes a huge difference in how you operate and play, getting that home field advantage late into the season. Projected as the number 7 overall seed. Got to be able to secure this one to hopefully keep it.
Yeah, Florida will have more opportunities against Georgia and then eventually in the SEC tournament if they advance to get more of those top 25 RPI wins that can also not only help your RPI but are just seen by the committee as valuable wins. Keegan Rothrock toeing the rubber for Florida, 9-1-2 for Auburn. Wilson leads off. That's in for a strike. It's 0-1. And we know this, the statistics and the analytics back up, is being a super regional host gives you a huge boost in your probability to make the Women's College World Series. 0-1 to Wilson. Half a turn at it. They'll say she went around, strike 2.
Florida has the opportunity to get some other major wins under their belt, playing both UCF and Florida State 2 times each in the next 2 weeks.
0-2. Inside, that's ball 1. Now back into Florida's schedule is tough. They'll have Florida State twice over the next week or so. They'll play a home and home weekends tussle with UCF, and then that 3-game Georgia set to finish out the regular season on the road. 1-2. Wilson pumps one down the left field line, barely a foul ball. Tim Walton has gotten this team to several Women's College World Series, but when you play in the SEC, you're used to this kind of tough slate.
Yeah, every, or at least almost every SEC team.
1-2. Wilson fouls it off.
It's one of the toughest conferences in the nation. Every single week, you're being challenged and battle tested. Almost feels like a regional feel every single time you step on the field with another SEC team.
1-2. Wilson pops it up. Erickson can't get it against the screen. I mean, Alicia, you look up and down the top 25 rankings, and it's SEC team after SEC team. Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee. It's a tough league through and through. 1-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Rothrock struck out 5 of the last 6.
Rothrock just doing what Rothrock does. That changeup, when you look at her numbers and what she does, is the difference maker for me. We know she has a good rise, but that changeup just climbing down the ladder with some change of speed makes her even better. Makes her rise ball look even better when she's able to have such a big vertical spread like that.
Conley Shaw back to the plate, facing 1-0. He's 0 in this series. Deals in his strike, 1-1. It's going to be interesting to see how that top 10 gets reconfigured this upcoming week with all the shakeups. Of course, Florida losing 1 game out of this series, but Alabama losing to Samford. You also have Tennessee, who went down to Duke. Red Raiders went down to Texas State in the midweek, 1-1. Shaw takes inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Time of year, you can't get complacent no matter who you're playing. Everyone's going to give you their best game. You got a target on your back. So you got to be able to keep it rolling.
2-1. Shaw takes ball 3. I'll be curious with Oklahoma. They win that Arkansas series. Decent shot. It feels like they hold the top spot still. Of course, Razorbacks to win that series. Who knows? Time is called by Rothrock. And Wesolowski will come out for a word. That's Florida's only series loss, was on a walk-off Game 3 bomb in Arkansas. It's the other part of it. Florida has won all of their SEC series. This one is still in the balance on this Sunday. You take care of business today, win on the road in Athens. It would be hard to look at this Florida team and not have them in a super regional as a host. (3-1). Shaw, take a strike, it's full. Kylie Shaw played one season as a Florida Gator before transferring, was mostly used as a pinch runner, did see one start against Boston College. Payoff pitch. Shaw fights it off. She has been a walk specialist. Entered the weekend co-leading the SEC with Maya Perez in walks. Was tied third in the nation, led the SEC in walks per game. Entered 8 walks away from moving into second in program history. Juxtaposed by Keegan Rothrock, who sends a payoff. Shaw fights it off. Rothrock, 2 early free passes since then. Was retired 6 straight, 5 via strikeout. One of the top strikeout producers in the SEC. Another payoff pitch. And Shaw wins the battle. Reaches base for the first time this weekend, officially.
And that's just a mature at-bat by Shaw. Really lengthy at-bat, but running it up. He's put the ball in play. A few strikeouts this weekend, but has put the ball in play. Just hasn't found a hole just yet.
Was standing at first off of fielder's choice earlier this week. Gets her first walk of the weekend. Here's Hastings. Takes a strike on the first. And this has been the thing for Keegan Rothrock, though, is sure has had the free passes, but has been able to evade out of trouble in those situations more often than not. An 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. Hastings walked back in the first. Best hitter in SEC play for Auburn awaits 0-1. And Hastings turns it a pitch in the dirt. It's 2-1. A runner at first with 1 out for Auburn. They have their SEC average leader up at the plate, the only hitter plus 300. It's 3 bombs in league play, 2-1. And Hastings, it caught the knob of the bat. It's a foul ball.
Tough one. Trying to take a pitch, but it just runs into your bat. Seen a few hit by pitches on the hands this weekend, on the forearm.
Auburn's elicited those. This spots once or twice is Florida. 2-2. Counts full 3-2. Auburn entered the weekend 4th in the league in hit by pitches. Well, Keegan Rothrock, Florida's ace. 4th in the league in Ks. Another full count pitch. Hastings just enough to stay alive.
Big hack by Hastings. Talked about this upper half of the lineup needing to produce a little bit more if they're going to be able to get another lead and keep it. And Shaw, Hastings, and Rodriguez going 0 for the past 2 games.
Rothrock again on a payoff. Outside, that's ball 4, and suddenly Auburn has the tying run on base. Talked to Chris Malveaux at the start of the bottom of the 3rd, his 2nd season as the co-head coach. His team has an opportunity here to tie the game or hop in front. And we'll bring Destiny Rodriguez to the plate, who was issued a free pass on a hit-by pitch in the 1st. Initial offering is skied to left field. Thomas in on a few steps, makes the catch. And it's an unproductive second down.
Tigers third baseman, Roebuck.
Great way for Rothrock to come back after issuing those 2 free passes. Just, it's like maybe sweating a little bit, grabbing her towel to try to keep her hands as dry as possible after losing it, running these last 2 counts up 3-2.
Roebuck climbs in and takes the first pitch up and in.
Roebuck, an RBI triple in game 1 off of Rothrock.
Auburn could use something similar here. 1-0. Roebuck takes upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Do you ever notice a difference pitching in the humidity versus not, as Stephanie Van Brakel Pro Throw will come out for a meeting with Keegan Rothrock, now playing in Carolina professionally? Obviously, it's warmer and more humid in Florida. Yeah,
I mean, growing up in Florida, I'm used to the humidity. I'm used to just sweating consistently and nonstop. I mean, and today, I mean, yesterday, I didn't look at the weather today, but yesterday it was 90 at game time. And today, I can't imagine that it's any different. But these girls wearing makeup and mascara, I can imagine that also plays a factor in how much you're sweating and it falling down your face. But with Rothrock being a pitcher, what's most important is they're keeping her fingers and her hand as dry as possible to be able to spin the ball as efficiently as she wants. If your hand isn't dry, then you're not going to be able to have the best grip on the ball and be able to manipulate it in the way that you want to miss barrels.
Keegan Rothrock has been one of the best at that under Stephanie Van Brakel Pro Throw. 2nd season as the pitching coach at Florida. Former longtime staff member under Patrick Murphy at Alabama, her alma mater. Meeting adjourned, 2 out. Throws a strike out of the conversation at 73. 86 degrees today. There's a slight wind to the northwest. But it is Florida, and the humidity is starting to play a factor at this time of the year. A 2-1. Roebuck waits on it, ball 3.
A lot of pitchers use different things to dry off their hands. Rothrock likes to use that quarterback towel.
3-1. Roebuck puts this in the air. Foul territory, could do it for the frame. Erickson into the screen, she got it! Making a pro-level play. How about that snag up against the netting?
And Erickson, the Gold Glover, lets this one go. A flashy play to stop the momentum. Gators in the bottom.
2-0 Gators as we go to the bottom of the 3rd at KDC Show Presley Stadium, joined down on the field by co-head coach of the Auburn Tigers, Chris Malveaux. Coach, 4 runners left on base in this game off of free passes. How can your team find more timely hitting?
Yeah, we got to take advantage of the ones that she leaves that are hittable. We feel like we're getting a couple shots at it, and right now we just been missing for some reason. So we got to stay at it. We got to keep our heads locked in and stay in a positive mindset where all we got to do is make one happen and it can open the floodgates. And so stay locked in, stay at it, and look to capitalize when we're in those situations.
And Ella Harrison, talk about the decision in starting her for another day. Obviously, she had a really great game yesterday, a blip in the road in that first inning, but just talk to me about what you've seen from her and what made you want to throw her today.
Yeah, really just her presence and what she was able to do yesterday, and really like be able to kind of having control or command of all her pitches and going at it, and really feel like as you look across the board, she's the best matchup for them, and so we want to try to get as much as we can out of her, and then we'll make decisions based on situations.
Coach, thank you for the time and good luck.
Thank you. War Eagle.
Chris Malveaux, his 2nd season at the helm of this program alongside Kate Malveaux. And Ella Harrison back in the circle for Auburn. Gave up the 2-run blast to Kendall Grover in the first inning, but bases loaded, nobody out. Picks up a strikeout and retires 3 straight.
That's just having that dog in you. I mean, Ella Harrison, we saw it yesterday, but, being able to execute and get outs when you need it the most with bases loaded. Huge feat by the sophomore.
Thomas leads off for Florida. She'll bunt on the first. Tail spins back 0-1. Thomas, Florida's second triple of the year. The last time we saw her, moved down a spot, had been hitting cleanup. Back in this more true middle part of the Florida order.
Townsend Thomas is really fun to watch with all the tools that she has. You just never know if she's going to swing away, she's going to chop one down, or she's going to bunt. She can do it all. It's hard to defend her.
On 0-1. Another bunt attempt. This one stuck right in front of home. Throw to first, not in time. Townsend Thomas using her wheels to get on base for Florida.
And the thing is, with Townsend Thomas, it's almost a guarantee that she's gonna attempt a bunt every at-bat. Does it for the second time here, but she's just so speedy. She beats this one out right in front of home. Ratliff just not quick enough. Those are the tools that she has. You already know she's gonna bunt, and she still does it in your face. That is what I like to see.
Ava Brown, one walk today, is already homered in this series. Townsend Thomas gets a leadoff runner aboard for Florida. 0-1. Brown smacks this foul outside of third. Ava Brown, Florida was not initially on her radar as a recruit. Went to camps at Alabama, UCLA, Oklahoma, and Texas. It was her grandfather who convinced her to attend a Florida camp. Said she felt an instant connection to this coaching staff. 0-2. Connects with this on a laser, but it's foul. Said, I knew I wanted to be a Gator when I was standing in the circle with Coach Walton, my family, the lights were on. I just knew I wanted to be here. It's that old adage, when you know, you know.
It's that Gator magic.
And she has blossomed into one of the better two ways you'll find. 2-strike offering. Brown zips one to left field. Her second, no, off the top of the wall. Nearly clear of the yard, instead will pick up a double.
Ava Brown, the two-way player, sends this pitch over the plate, and off the bat, you'd think it was over the fence, but she hits it on a line and hits off the left field fence. You see her trotting, but hits off the left field fence, brings Townsend Thomas all the way to third from first, and gets the double.
That one looked eerily similar to the one she hit on Friday, just barely a little short to clear the fence. And Ava Brown, her third double of the season. As runners at second and third for Florida, Callie Matsuno is running in her place, as she still works back from injury. Cassidy McClellan steps up with runners in scoring position and nobody out. First pitch, rolls it to the right side. This will bring in a run. Thomas scores. Matsuno the stop sign, and Florida leads 3-0.
Cassidy McClellan wastes no time. First pitch swinging, taking this pitch on the outer half, getting around it. Hard line drive through the 3-4 hole, racking up an RBI. Gators are trying to score early and often, changing up the approach against Harrison today.
Another first pitch hack. Wesolowski tumbles this foul.
I like it, and you can see it. More of a sense of urgency today to get some runs up on the board, and even in their at-bats, they're not being as passive as we saw yesterday.
A 1. Runner goes, and there's no throw from Ratliff. McClellan swipes it back.
McClellan has racked up a few stolen bases in the past few weeks. We saw some delay steals this past weekend.
Gators today with runners on 5 for 10. Had just 3 hits with runners on and 17 at bats yesterday. 0-2. Wazalowski screws this off foul. Ella Harrison in some trouble for Auburn. Tigers a ton of action in their bullpen. Gators already 3 runs on 8 hits in game 3. 0-2. Wazalowski, 1 hops 1 to third. Roebuck stares the runner and makes the throw to first. Gabby Camilla will step to the plate. It's a big first out for Auburn. Multiple arms in that Auburn bullpen. Abby Herndon, someone they feel like is a good matchup against Florida, is taking some tosses. First to Camilla's a strike. That being said, we've already seen Ella Harrison work out of one very steep jam today with the bases loaded and nobody out. Camilla turns this over, though. Could spell trouble for the Tigers. 0-1. Camilla pulls this one to second. And they'll take the short out. And Matsuno scores. It's 4-0 Gators. Wilson thought about throwing home, but didn't want to risk it. Instead, just gets the second out of the inning.
I think when you got a slow roller like that, you only have one option, especially if you don't charge it. Wilson went to first, but a really productive out by Gabby Camilla.
And brings in another run. And Taylor Shoemaker steps up with a runner at third. First pitch starts in tight. When you talk to the coaching staff for Florida, it's her ability to spray it to all parts of the yard that makes her such a unique and different hitter. 1-0. In the zone, 1-1.
Shoemaker, we talk about her sprays, as you mentioned, being able to hit to all parts of the field, but that starts with her just being able to hit different balls over the plate, whether it be from chalk to chalk or from knees to chest.
Rolls this back up the middle for a base hit. Florida grabs another situational string. Shoemaker in his second with a run-scoring double.
Shoemaker just makes it happen. This ball over the plate, just drives it up the middle. Out in front a little bit, but her direction is just so good. She keeps her hands going through the center of the field, and she gets a double out of this ball, hitting to right center.
I think it's going to do it for Ella Harrison. At a 5-run Gator lead, they will turn to the bullpen. Charlie Butler makes the trot out. And we will tell you more about the freshman right-hander when we come back to Gainesville. Gators in control of this one in the third. Tigers will make a pitching change to right-hander Charlie Butler.
And Charlie Butler, the freshman, looking to stop some of that momentum that the Florida Gators have right now. Not a ton of innings this year, but it's going to come in, throw a curve, change, and screw to these Gators batters. Only 5.1 innings in SEC play. But you're going to see her go mostly east to west with a changeup, as opposed to what we saw with Harrison going up and down with the change of speed. A little bit of a different look.
Shoemaker at second, first from Butler. Shoemaker stares at one off the plate. Erickson 0 for 2 today. As deep ties to the state does Butler. Sends a 1-0. Erickson takes upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Was the 2025 Florida Dairy Farmers Player of the Year, 3-time Big Bend Pitcher of the Year, facing one of the best hitters in Florida history. And nearly 1,000 career strikeouts in her high school days. 2-0. Erickson takes a strike, 2-1. Pitched 3 innings of the Alabama series. Did allow 1 run. Also struck out 3, but walked 2. Two-1 to the plate. Erickson smashes it to right field, but a really high fly ball for Walker. She'll camp and make the catch. That'll retire this side. Florida grabs 3 more runs in the 3rd, and they are up comfortably in Game 3 of this series, 5-0 over Auburn. And their bats, they continue to mash. Five-0 Gators in the lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Joined down on the field at KSP by Florida head coach Tim Walton. Coach, let's start with the hitting. Doubled the hits today with runners on base. How have the hitters adjusted in Game 3?
Well, I think, when we're on the pitches, the middle speed pitches a little bit better today than we were yesterday. Being able to get, enough through the infield, being able to stay behind the ball, obviously getting the lead. Sometimes leads change swings. It looks like we're a little bit different swinging team today.
Yeah, and Rothrock coming in. A few blips in the road. We talked about her just limiting those free passes. What have you seen from her today that you really like?
Well, I can't get too particular with her and too picky with, on her too much. If we're talking about location, if we're talking about speeds, if we're talking about spins, you're gonna miss. And I think some of the misses today are quality misses. It's not like she's missing by a lot. She's really trying to spin the ball better. She's trying to locate the ball better and change speeds better. And I think her performance has really improved here in the last month, just being able to focus on just a couple tiny little things.
Coach, thank you for the time and good luck.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Go Gators.
Tim Walton, longtime head man in his 21st season at the helm of this program. Keegan Rothrock, he said it when she's missed. It hasn't been by much.
No, and, he mentioned the walks in the past, but when she's able to come back and shut the door, the walks don't mean as much. It's when they convert, but 3 innings already today and 5 Ks, very characteristic of what Rothrock does. She's going to get a lot of strikeouts. She will walk here and there, but it's about how you close that door.
For Auburn, 5, 6, and 7. Tigers have only worked 4 free passes today, have been struck out 5 times. But an all-SEC first-teamer to the plate to start off this inning. Adams will take a strike on the first from Rothrock. Annalie Adams, only a sophomore for Auburn. Preseason all-SEC team as well. A freshman All-American if you ask D1 softball. Has been struggling in SEC play overall. A 1 pitch. Takes low, ball on a strike. Chris Malveaux said that part of maybe some of the drop in the numbers is trying to repeat last year, chasing those numbers, and just for her the key is let's just go play. Go out and hit and not overthink this thing. A 1-1 to the righty. Adams cuts one through the left side and looked pretty relaxed there. Auburn gets a leadoff single, their first hit of the game.
And you mentioned it. We talked a little bit about Annalie Adams and her journey going into her sophomore year as really coming to herself deeper into the season, but really took the weight room a lot more serious this year, matured in there, talked to, some sports psychologists to really just up her game going into her sophomore tenure.
Mania Womack climbs in. First pitch, hack up into the screen.
I think those are, typical adjustments that you have to make going into your sophomore year. I know going into college, I didn't necessarily touch the weight room until I got there. So I think maturity in the weight room is something that gets a little bit overlooked too. Getting stronger, more agile.
This 0-1's a strike, throw down to first, not in time. And it's not just, of course, the physical component of that, but also the confidence you get mentally. Oh, 2. Opposite way, deep right field. Shoemaker on the run, makes the catch. Rather, McClellan, beg your pardon. Boy, what a web gem by the Gators right fielder, Cassidy McClellan.
Womack has some pop. We've already seen it this weekend, but Cassidy McClellan has to run a long way to make this grab, but she keeps her eye on it, makes the grab over her left shoulder, and is trying to get the ball in with quickness, knowing there's a run on first. And I don't think Womack liked that one. She got to tip your cap.
She's saying, come on, just keep blowing to the right, to the right, to the right. Michaela Walker up. First pitch was a ball to her. Struck out her last at bat.
Should have hit the A-Rod scream down first base.
That's inside, ball 2. Keegan Rothrock bounces back with a fly ball out. Got that help from her defense. Two-0. There's your strike. It's 2-1. Florida's offense is a huge point of conversation around this team, but they've got one of the best fielding percentages in the country and the best fielding percentage in the SEC in league games.
And that's been a trend in this on this Gators team for years. Florida taking a lot of pride in defense.
This is popped up, and defense will go to work for the second out of the inning.
One thing I'll say is just how meticulous these coaches are in their defensive work. They're doing a lot of different plays every single day, making sure that they're doing it to perfection. Fielding percentage is .987, second in the SEC. ERA's .253, which is 5th, and a ton of double plays, which is 8th. But defense and pitching is going to win championships, and that's one thing that Coach Wallen likes to cross off the list is good defensive team.
Pinch hitter for Auburn, try and shake things up at the plate. Delaney Amua, a freshman lefty from Livermore, California. Amua takes a strike. Former top 25 recruit from extra inning softball. 15 hits in her freshman year, sitting right at about a .300 average. 8 total extra base hits out of her 15. 0-1. Amua takes inside, up and in, 1-1. So Auburn breaks up the no-hitter to begin the 4th inning, but Rothrock bounces back with back-to-back outs. One off a nice fly ball catch in right field by McClellan, then a pop-up. 1-1. Amua takes up and away. Tiger offense overall that has struggled this year. Bottom 3rd in the SEC in their slash line. 2-1. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Should just gas that one in there. Today we saw her clock out at 73 on the radar. That one hitting 70 as well.
2-2. Soft line drive and a left. Thomas has got it. And after letting the lead off aboard, Rothrock retires 3 straight. She's dealing. Only allowed 1 hit so far. Shutout effort in the middle of 4. Gators up as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Coach Walton's team trying to win their 6th SEC series. Alongside former Gator Alicia Ocasio, I'm Ryan Urquhart. Jeremy Otter leads our production team today. For Florida, a chance to add on to this lead a bit more here. Could put Auburn down to their final 3 outs if they can score 3 runs. That's against the freshman arm, Charlie Butler. It's inside, ball 1.
The key to this game was Florida making an adjustment after yesterday's game, having 8 hits against Harrison, but today, in less than 3 innings, already having more hits than they had in the 7 that they played yesterday with 9.
1-0. Grover takes inside, ball 2. A meeting for Auburn. Riker Chasen, his 2nd season as the pitching coach, will come out and chat. Former pitching coach at Ole Miss, very data-driven. Started out as a student coach at LSU. Also has a long history of being a pitching coach for the Georgia Impact at the club level.
Had some other stops along the road at Ole Miss. Also worked for OGX. And now, a stop at Auburn, leading this bullpen.
That needs to find a way to keep Auburn at bay here. Chris Malveaux had said limiting damage was going to be key this weekend. So far, Florida's done some damage. Series on the line after Auburn took game 2 yesterday. Florida's first shutout in this building since they played Oklahoma State in 2024. Win the series on their senior weekend. One of those 4 seniors will face a 2-0. Grover takes his strike 2-1.
Coach Malveaux said he understood the challenge that this weekend was going to present facing the Florida Gators, but just really talked about how he wanted his team to get back to playing themselves and playing loose and competitive.
Grover swats one to second. Wilson in, throws a bit offline, but it's there in time to get Grover.
Talked about the swag that his team has, and that he wants to see them have again. Confidence, forward mindset, all things that he wants to see. And we saw it yesterday. They had a really great game. Wants to see it down the stretch, nearing the end of SEC play.
First to Kenley Cahalan, who's low and out. What skill sets have you seen in Kenley Cahalan that is going to make her a good pro?
I have actually had the opportunity to even be alongside her taking reps, and she is just a pleasure to be around, even outside of just what she can do as far as softball performance. I think she's a leader. She's very vocal. One thing that she has is a short-term memory. She just continues to push forward despite any adversity that she might overcome. And I just think that she's not a designated leader on the team per se, but I think you can just look at her and see the poise and the maturity that she has every single time she steps out on the field, whether it be on offense and on defense. And you could see it in these numbers, how her numbers have skyrocketed, and just believing in her systems and communicating.
Gets over the plate there. It's 3-1 to Kenley Cahalan. Her offense has been way up, and her defense, too, is really coming to form as a senior, the everyday shortstop for the Gators.
And Coach Walton praised her at third base last year, but has since moved over and been an integral part of this middle infield.
3-1, got locked up for strike 2.
One of the keys to her offense this year has just been changing her feet. She now does kind of like a back step, and then another forward step to get her timing right, as you see here.
Lines it to first, a hopping snag by Annalie Adams. A nice play by the Auburn first baseman to put 2 down in the 4th.
This ball just on a line shot, but Annalie Adams playing behind the base. She's able to get some air under her feet to make this snag.
Townsend Thomas climbs in. A chance of TNT for number 44. And the slapper takes inside on the first. She's got a vast toolkit, the ability to slap. We already seen her bunt. She's got home run power. As dynamic as they come, had been hitting in Florida's 4 spot as recent as yesterday. Thomas takes inside. That's ball 2. She's not just talented as a softball player, she's also musically talented. Knows how to play the piano, can play some guitar, got into it young. Her dad had an organ around the house, just incorporated from an early age. 2-0. Thomas takes slow and out. That's ball 3. Go-to song to play, Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, Alicia Keys.
There you go.
I love it. I love when athletes have passions outside of just softball, because one day you're going to put the ball down, you're going to hang the jersey up, and to be able to have interests in other things that you're passionate about is super important.
3-0 takes a strike.
And I bet that's something that she's able to, bond with her family over, just with her musically inclined talent.
See you 3-1. Thomas pounds into the air left field. Shaw a few steps back, makes the catch. And retires the side. And how about the Auburn freshman? Charlie Butler works it 1, 2, 3. And Auburn is still hanging around through 4, but it's the Gators at 5. Crock's been having an afternoon. Only 1 hit allowed. And she continues to be one of the best arms in the SEC.
What she's able to do, not only just her velo, but her ability to spin the ball and then change your eye level with the change of speed. I mean, we heard it from Coach Walton earlier, but you just look at her stats and you look at her numbers as well. And she has a really great spread, and that's what makes her so successful.
For Auburn, 9-1-2. Feels like a point in this game Tigers got to capitalize if they're going to rally. Down to their final 9 outs, especially with the way this Florida offense has been hitting as of late in this series. Daigle Wilson struck out once today. He'll started things off. Part of a torrid stretch for Keegan Rothrock. Had struck out 5 of 6, and she was the 5th. Had to step up in the everyday second baseman spot after Destiny Rodriguez was injured. First pitch. And the Orange Beach native takes ball 1. That's been sort of a story for this Auburn team, having to lean on youth. But year 2 of this rebuild for Kristen Kate Nalvo, trying to lay that foundation. A 1-0. There's a strike. It's 1-1. And if you're looking at the future of Auburn softball, the experience you can get as a freshman can really help you out down the road.
It will, and assuming that you stay in the program. We talked about the transfer portal earlier,
Sure.
and this is something that Coach Chris Malveaux has had to utilize. But, you know, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Coach Malveau's, they've had similar challenges these past 2 years. Yesterday, it being their, last year being their first year at Auburn. So a ton of new faces, but then a lot of starters leaving. So even more new faces this year, kind of lean on each other to create a culture and come out hot. Not a ton of experience. So again, last year brought challenges, but this year with a lot of new faces, a lot of similar challenges as well.
2-2. Wilson out to short. Long throw from Cahalan. Erickson leans off the bag and makes the catch. Pro to pro for the first out of the 5th.
Cahalan's just good. I mean, the range that she has, the plays that she's able to make, especially going to her right with that backhand, having to stop and just make a strong throw off that right foot.
Top of the order with Kylie Shaw playing back in her former ballpark. 1 walk, 1 fly out today. Enrolled early at Florida, then in her second year is an Auburn Tiger, traded in shades of orange and blue. And 0-1. Shaw takes outside, 1-1.
You can imagine that's in the back of her head as well. I mean, Kylie Shaw is good. She just hasn't gotten a hit this series, put the bat on the ball. Came in with a 374 average, but just hasn't found a hole.
1-1. Shaw is low, 2 balls and a strike. So his deep roots in this state led Evangelical Christian to a 2A state title, was first team All-State in the state of Florida, also a PGF All-American. 2-1. Shaw smokes it left center field. Thomas got there in time.
That might be a hit anywhere else, especially with Townsend playing on the line like she was, but she's just so fast. She's able to cover a ton of ground and make that snag, because off the bat, I thought it was a hit, but Kylie Shaw just has been a little bit unlucky.
Hastings up with 2 gone. In the zone on the first from Rothrock. We've seen multiple really good plays from Florida's outfield, and it's come from left, center, and right. 0-1. Tumbled up the first base line. Erickson vacuums it up and retires the side. Gators can end this game in 5 in the home half with 3 runs. They will send 6, 7, and 8.
Looking really comfortable in the box, but Butler came in and shut the door.
First 2, Ava Brown who leads off. Outside, ball 1. Well, no matter what, Auburn will walk out of this weekend having snapped that 13-game SEC losing streak, was the longest in program history. Ava Brown, meanwhile, has brought her bat once again. 1-0. That spirals into the zone. It's 1-1. And for the Tigers, too, getting that win adds 1 more bullet point. Feel pretty confident Tigers will likely end up in an NCAA regional. 1-1. Brown takes outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Tigers have had a tough schedule, as do most teams in the SEC. Chris and Kate Malveaux, this program has been to 11 straight NCAA tournaments, looking for a 12th this year. Got to the Tallahassee Regional Final a season ago, on the precipice of a super. 2-1. That's a strike, 2-2.
That's why you attend these schools, is to be able to attend a regional, a super regional. We talked to Coach Malveaux earlier this year, and he jokingly said, why do we make the schedule this hard? I mean, faced a gauntlet early this year against UCLA, Oregon.
2-2. Brown takes inside. It's 3-2.
But really just wanted to see how the team will respond, especially with them being so young. Learning experience with them being tested as early as they were.
Counts full on Ava Brown. Had a home run on Friday and a double in her last at-bat. Payoff pitch. Brown caught a piece, still 3-2. Role reversal of yesterday. Auburn has struggled in situational hitting. Meanwhile, Florida has been much better. Getting leadoff runners aboard has helped. Harrison deals on 3-2. Or Butler. Ground ball up the third base line. And it's 5-3 for the first out of this 5th inning. Since Butler has come in, she's retired 5 straight.
Butler came in situationally to get Harrison out of a jam and gets a fly ball to right field immediately for the 3rd out, but has done a really good job, especially with not as much experience as maybe she'd like in SEC play, but is holding her own right now against this Gators lineup.
McClellan on the way. Ball 1 at 54. McClellan, first pitch hack RBI single in that 3rd inning. 10 bombs, 37 ribbies this year. On the next. McClellan turns one foul up the right field line past Kendra Falvey, who coaches first. Another AUSL pro on that field. Is a grad assistant with this program, as is Kara Hammock. McClellan will face 1-1. One of the fastest players in college softball, great defender, a Gold Glover. 1-1. McClellan cuts on it for strike 2, and having players like that around the program and former teammates of a lot of these Gators, that goes a long way.
It does, and that's one thing that Coach Walton likes to do, is keep the players around and just instill some experience and knowledge into the next generation of Gators, and Kendra Falvey's doing that over at first.
1-2 is upstairs.
Also get to get a master's degree out of it, being an assistant.
At a top 10 public school, no less. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McClellan. Butler deals. It's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. New Ivy as well, so it's not easy to do, but Kendra Falvey is an all-around student athlete. As are many of those who play at this level. Counts full on Cassie McClellan. 1 out here in the 5th. On the next from Butler. McClellan shaves this off, stays alive. Only out of the inning on a 5-3 ground out from Brown. Bottom of the Gator order, trying to produce some extra offense. (3-2). McClellan back up the middle. Plenty of wide open grass for the base hit.
McClellan, I feel like, is one of those players that just go under the radar a little bit, but is sneaky good, will get the hits, is doing even better in SEC play coming into this weekend. But again, against that shift, you see the second baseman on Auburn towards the foul line, and she just exploits the middle of the field in that shift defense.
Eloise Zalowski will climb back in for Florida. First pitch doesn't land. It's 1-0. Wazalowski and the starters had a single, so a 2-hit day for Cassie McClellan will give way to her. Wazalowski takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Her dad played in the Marlins system, was her coach her entire life, said he knows me inside and out, coached her all the way up to the college level, would front toss to her, work on mechanics, is now a state trooper in law enforcement. 2-0. Strike there, 2 balls and a strike. Said it taught her the mental toughness and the work ethic needed to compete at this level. Big part of who she is. And look, she was a 7th grader hitting home runs for a state title contending team, just 13 years old, started as the catcher of her high school. 2-1. Wazalowski pulls this to short, could be 2. Sidearm for 1, on to first. It's dropped by Adams. Leaves the yard, so that'll grant Ella Wazalowski an extra back.
Wazalowski just drives this to shortstop. A good play, but an overthrow. Not necessarily overthrow. I think maybe Annalie Adams should have had this one. Doesn't get her web behind the ball, but because it goes into the dugout, it's a dead ball. And the runner on first gets to occupy the next base. So now Gators have a runner in scoring position. And she trades places.
And the first inning, Camilla gets by, and Wazalowski will scoot down to third. So back-to-back miscues from Auburn. One on the grab from Adams at first, and then this one gets to the backstop, and suddenly Florida's got a runner 60 feet away.
And that's the third pass ball from Ratliff. Got to take care of the ball behind the plate, especially when it's in your glove.
They did award that error to this shortstop, or second baseman, should say. Strike there. Gabby Camilla, big lean at it.
I think that's an error to Adams at first. That ball was...
Yeah, I'm with you.
I didn't think she had to stretch that far to get that one, but to each his own.
1-1. That's low. 2 balls and a strike. Wazalowski officially advancing on a wild pitch as well. Two 1. Camillo rolls this foul, 2-2. And it's back to the situational hitting for Florida. In game 3 yesterday, Florida struggled. Today, it's been a role reversal. Gators 400 with runners on, 364 in scoring position. And they've had 2 hits with 2 outs. So this has been night and day for Florida in game 3.
Yeah, those numbers yesterday were just completely uncharacteristic for the Gators lineup.
Camilla sings one out of play. It's 2-2 still. Meanwhile, Auburn just 1 for 16 at the plate.
Camilla with a double on Friday. Saw her hit away and smash the ball to right center field. Her and Townsend Thomas are very similar. Townsend, I think, is going to go to that bunt more, and Gabby's going to stand in and go to that slap a little bit more.
2-2. Camilla bounds one. It's picked up by Roebuck. High throw. Pulled her off the bag, and a run scores. A tough defensive inning for Auburn. Gators get another run off a high throw to first base.
And when you have speed, it's so easy to cause a frenzy. She just chops this ball to the third baseman. And Adams, again, makes the grab, but can't keep her foot on it because the throw is so high. And it started off with that dead ball in the dugout and a pass ball by Ratliff behind the dish.
Shoemaker, a first pitch hack all the way into the corner. Gabby Camilla has the big wave at third. Shoemaker will stop at second with a run-scoring double.
And Shoemaker is taking her hacks early today. The first pitch of this at bat just drives it down the right field line. To get Comia to score from first base, she's just so fast. Opens her hips and turns the burners on immediately. And now the Florida Gators are in run rule territory.
So Gabby Comia reaches officially on Auburn's second error of the game. And then Taylor Shoemaker instantaneously an RBI double. And the winning run is at second base for Florida.
Now Butler's only job right now is to give her team a chance. A hit by Jossie is almost automatically going to score Shoemaker at second and end this ball game.
First pitch. Erickson tapped it by. It's 0-1. Gators have now hit in double digits for the fourth time in the last 5 games. Of course, yesterday did not cross that threshold, but his offense at its best is as good as you'll find. Erickson 0 for 3, though. 1 home run off of 50 in her Gator career. 0-1. Erickson smashes it high left field at the wall. It's just short. Nearly ended this game in historic fashion. Instead, we'll see on the 6th. Florida's up a metaphorical touchdown in game 3. Number 7's up 7 on Auburn as we go to top of the 6th. Keegan Rothrock's back in the circle for the orange and blue, trying to shut the door on this series. And Florida, their 6th series win of the year. And continue to build Florida's resume as the Gators try to stay in the hunt, not just to host a super regional, but also, Alicia, maybe be a top 4 seed come SEC tournament time.
And that'll really be imperative for them to continue to win down the stretch that we talked about earlier in the game.
Keegan Rothrock so far today only allowed 1 hit to Auburn. It's been a shutout effort to this point. That single came from Annalie Adams, who will appear in this inning. Speaking of the SEC tournament, this news was announced this week. They're going to a neutral site in 2027. It'll be a 4-year agreement. First time since 2003 when it's in Plant City, and it's such a big investment from the conference in this sport to make the SEC tournament a destination event for fans all over the country to come to and enjoy. Rodriguez leads off. And it takes low for ball 1.
Haven't done all the research yet in the site, but I hear such great things about the area, how it's up and coming and continuing to develop and grow. But
well, yeah, especially around the ballpark there, Toyota Field. 1-0 is in for a strike. It's 1-1. A lot of things to do in the immediate area, and that's important for the enjoyment of the fans. You know that this league is going to do a top-notch job of putting that event on and making that place a paradise for a week as they crown a champion. 1-1. Rodriguez puts this one skyward out of play. It's 1-2. This year it'll be in Lexington, so last on-site opportunity. Gators most recently won the SEC tournament in 2024. That was when it was hosted at Auburn. 1-2. Rodriguez takes inside, 2-2. 2-2 to Rodriguez. Low and in, that's ball 3.
Rod Roth has had her struggles today with just keeping her hands dry. But I also think finishing the pitch, last one kind of just let it go versus pulling across her hip for the finish.
Payoff pitch is fouled off.
Curveball is easy to miss. When you don't spin the ball around that right hip, you just let it go. It kind of falls into the middle of the zone versus cutting the outside corner with spin.
Again, a new softball.
Could also be the ball. I will say, as a pitcher, gotta be picky about the ball that you pitch with. The seams do feel, it's all the same ball, but the seams do feel different, believe it or not, in each ball that you use.
3-2. And that is ball 4. And Rodriguez will walk. Keegan Rothrock, if she holds on here and the Gators are up 7, she would actually pass my broadcast partner, Alicia Ocasio, move into sole possession of 6th place in Gator history. But I know that's also a win for you because it means your alma mater's winning.
I'm happy for her. I think, I think with her being a junior too, I mean, I did that in 4 years, and with her being only a junior, having another full year to compete, I'm happy for her. And I'm also happy that I get to stay in the top 10 selfishly, but if she continues to win, then that's a win for this Gator program. And, me being biased, it's a win for all my Gators.
Still firmly in that top 10. You got plenty of cushion, Alicia. Here's Haven Robach. Swing and a miss at the first. Stacy Nelson, 136. That's why she's got a plaza named after her in left field. That is a crazy win total. Back in those days where you threw the same arm all the time. 0-1.
It's just so interesting to look at all the pitchers that, have those win totals. I mean, you saw Hannah Rogers and a bunch of other like monumental names, but who you don't see is Lauren Hager.
0-2. Robach had to wiggle around that one. It's 1-2.
And my point to that was Lauren Hager came out of the woodworks her senior year and really turned it on to win a national championship for the Gators. Not a huge role her first 3 years, but really just came into herself and competed like a dog.
1-2. At one hop's home.
So you don't have to just be the ace of the staff to turn it on and compete and find it late in the season. You just have to find it, period, and figure out a way to win.
It's been the DNA of this Florida program over the years. Rothrock will call time. You think back as recently as 2022, Florida, 14 seed, they catch fire, beat Virginia Tech, rally from behind in the Supers. They made the World Series then. 2-2. Robach launches it foul down the left field line. But something about Coach Walton's programs, I'm sure it's a mixture of things where the Gators always seem to turn it on.
That's going to be the key, even moving down the stretch, is figuring it out. I always say you don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough to win.
2-2, swung through for strike 3.
Rothrock, this ball just finds the inner half, a screwball that just keeps on screwing. I think she has his tools. Goes up, down, and east to west, and can do it in different ways.
Adams up. First pitch hack, a line drive at a right center field, lands in front of the warning track. First at third goes Lessman, and Auburn has just their second hit.
Annalie Adams just sends this ball to right center field, but Lessman, a really good read on where that ball is, takes a look at it and just rounds second base to claim third. And that's just some heads-up base running.
Talia Martin will pinch run for Auburn in first base in front of Adams. A little speed at first and third for the Tigers. Trying to break up this shutout in the 6th. Still 5 outs to work with for Auburn. As Keegan Rothrock crosses the 100 pitch threshold. Mania Womack to the plate. Had a home run yesterday. First pitch is in the dirt.
Nice block by Wazlowski.
One-0. Womack bounces it foul. Up to Grover at third.
Womack has a ton of pop. Really swings from her backside, gets that foot down, and just turns her hips to get her barrel on plane.
Rothrock, a 1-1 to the plate. Womack takes just inside. That's ball 2. Keegan Rothrock wanted that one.
And that's what we call a pitcher's pitch. Pitch that could go either way, depending on the umpire.
2-1. Womack lines it straight to Grover. Bobbled and dropped, throws to first and gets the runner there.
Hard hit ball by Womack, but Grover has grown a lot at third base. Ball kind of rolls around her glove but makes the snag. Able to secure it and make that out.
Martin, in the motion of the play, moves into second base. Michaela Walker's up with 2 gone. First pitch, a high drive to left. Thomas at the warning track. We'll watch it land. Scary swing for Florida, but preserves the shutout. 2 left on board for Auburn. They've only had 2 hits in this game. Gators 1 run to end it in the 6th. Gators and Tigers. It's Florida in cruise control, trying to close it out and win the series 7-0 over Auburn. They'll have some of their big boppers up 3, 4, and 5. Auburn won yesterday in shutout fashion, but man, out of the bullpen, Charlie Butler's been a big silver lining for Auburn.
Came in and closed the door. Charlie Butler, the freshman, has really atoned for the innings that she had early this year in the SEC. Only giving up 2 hits right now, no earned runs. So she's been doing her job.
Yeah, that inning prior probably should have been over on a double play. As Kendall Grover takes to the basement on the first. Did give up the RBI double to Shoemaker, but again, as you said, both of those runs unearned for her. Grover started her senior weekend Sunday with a 2-run blast to the left. It was Florida's first runs of the game. 1-0. Grover whips one foul. Auburn after this will continue what's been a brutal month of April. Coming off a series against a top 5 Alabama team in Arkansas. Will face Ole Miss and then LSU to finish conference play. 1-1. That's low. 2 balls and a strike. A chance maybe to grab some wins in those last 2 weekends. Ole Miss has had their struggles this year. 2-1. Kozlowski takes low, and look, ultimately for Auburn, it's just kind of getting into the dance, because last year we're 1 game away from punching their ticket to a super regional.
I think the theme for Auburn has been to just continue their momentum from preseason going into SEC play.
Next to Grover. Nice. 3-1 is low. Grover will walk. Free pass issued from Butler. That is the first free pass she's had, and Kate Malveau's going to make a swap. Well, not a bad outing from Butler, but we will see a new arm in the circle. Blaine Godfrey, redshirt freshman, will step on the rubber for Auburn. Godfrey steps into the circle for Auburn.
The redshirt freshman going to come in and give a different look, throwing in the high 50s, low 60s. Only 10 innings pitched this year with a 5.6 ERA. Getting her some innings to hopefully keep these Gators at bay with them being in Mercy Rule territory in the bottom of the 6th.
Now 1 more run to get for Florida, and they can seal this series. 3rd different arm from Auburn. And the first pitch to Cahalan is low. Cahalan's 0 for 3. A 1-0. Low and out.
And the challenge for Florida will be another off-speed arm in Godfrey. Has a ton of upspin with that rise ball and that off-speed. Even her off-speed with some upspin, you can see her cupping the ball, and the way that she releases it just spins back, creating that spin that goes up.
Cahalan takes a strike. I think Godfrey did see a little bit of time in that Alabama series in Game 3. Allowed a hit and a run, also walked one. It's been limited action this year. 2-1. Cahalan, big game-ending hack, threw it on a change, 2-2. The 5-time All-State selection was Blaine Godfrey. 2-2. Cahalan takes ball 3. The Alabama native started her career at the Crimson Tide, Auburn's arch rival, before transferring to Florida for her final 2 years. Payoff pitch. It's upstairs, and Kenley Cahalan will walk. Second walk of this inning betwixt 2 arms. Townsend Thomas will step to the plate. Game-ending runs at second base. And Auburn will make another swap. One of the matchup there, Abby Herndon's a lefty. And she will step into the circle for the Tigers.
We saw her in game 1. The lefty came in first relief. Only 2 innings pitched on Friday night, giving up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, but throws in the low 60s. Curve from the left side, a drop, as well as a change. Freshman will be the 4th arm that the Gators will see today. You can see here that she attacks the bottom of the zone. We talked about that curveball and that drop, the sprinkle of off speed.
I find it interesting, we haven't seen S.J. Gearing yet.
We haven't. And that was something that we talked about before the game, is maybe they'll start S.J. Gearing and use Harrison as relief, but they went with their ace, and S.J. Gearing is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, have not utilized the lefty Oklahoma transfer. It was all region second team last year, carried a huge load for them, but Auburn has utilized all the other aspects of its bullpen. We saw S.J. Gearing taking some tosses out there.
You know what? I don't think she did bad either in game 1. She only had 2 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs, but I think overall she did look good, and I think they pulled her to just give different looks, and I think that's what they're trying to do today, is just kind of switch it up.
Game-ending run is at second base. Cahalan's at first. Here's Townsend Thomas. Strike there. Thomas spent every game down the back half of last year as Florida's first base coach. 0-1. Thomas swings away to left center field, pretty deep, but Womack goes back to it on a frozen rope.
Townsend's been having herself a weekend. Getting hits in every game, hitting the ball hard, laying down bunts. What a good job by Herndon to come in and get the first out of the inning.
Brown comes to the plate, has already hit a double in this game and walked once. First pitch off speed and upstairs, ball 1. 2 walks in this inning already from Auburn pitching. One-0. Brown takes to the basement this time. 2-0. Already saw Herndon once this weekend in relief in game 1. 2-0. Brown takes his strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Transferred in from Ole Miss. Didn't see any action there. He's only seen innings as an Auburn Tiger against Florida in the first game. Saw 2 total innings of work. It was rough. 2-1 is inside. Gave up 4 runs off of 6 hits in game 1. Did record 1 strikeout though. Three-1. Brown will take ball 4. Main run that matters is at third. Only one out in the inning, so something to the outfield could end it right here.
McClellan's somebody else who's been extremely hot, already having gone 2 for 3 today.
First pitch, swinging away, strike one.
Even something in the air to the outfield has an opportunity to score. Grover at third.
Aston McClellan, already a multi-hit game. A 1. McClellan takes ball 1.
With a lot on the line, you see the infield is in front of the baseline to make a play at home to not allow a runner to score, which would end the game.
Trying to score the senior Grover on her senior weekend. 1-1. Off speed, falls in the zone. Cassie McClellan, first year as an everyday starter, has made the most of it in her junior season. Trying to make the most of this 1-2 from Herndon. McClellan taps it by. It stays 1-2. Gators shutout yesterday. Today's been the complete opposite. 7 runs, 11 hits. Situationally way, way better. With runners on base, only had 3 hits in that regard yesterday. Today, Florida has had 7 hits with runners on, 4 in scoring position, and 3 with 2 outs.
And 9 of the 11 hits also came early in the game off of Harrison, who we spoke about, pitched all 7 yesterday, started this game off, and ultimately bit Auburn in the butt.
1-2 in at the shins. Could have ended the game right there if not for Ratliff. Gators run ruled Auburn 9-1 on Friday. Looking for a run rule victory to finish the weekend. 2-2. McClellan swings at it, and it's foul up the right field line.
A little jam job. Trying to fight that one off on the inner half.
Gators 4 dates with in-state opponents coming up. An old rivalry matchup with Florida State of UCF twice, who's been great this year. Won't get any easier, and you add that rivalry element into the mix. Two. McClellan checked her swing. Did she go? They'll say no. Good hold up there. It's 3-2. One swing could end this series in Florida's favor right here. Crowd sensing the moment rises to its feet. A payoff pitch. McClellan takes strike 3. And Auburn survives one more at bat.
Herndon just pulling the string on this changeup. Double dips. Finds the bottom of the zone. A really nice frame by Ratliff behind the plate. This one just kind of falls off the table.
Ella Wesolowski climbs in. And the first hack is a foul.
I think that last changeup could have gone either way. You could see the trajectory it had crossing the plate. It was pretty low, but one of those pitches that if you're a pitcher, you're happy to get that call.
A 1. Wesolowski takes a strike. She falls behind 0-2.
And that last strikeout, I think, just was a piece of information. Herndon on that curveball, I think that one was a little low too, but knows that she can paint that lower half because she's getting it from the umpire.
Ball 1. Gators got the bases loaded with 1 out off of 3 walks. Haven't had a hit in this inning. can get the game ender here on a 2-strike pitch. Wesolowski goes down on strikes. Herndon wiggles out of trouble, and Auburn will play the top of the 7th. They've got 3 outs to get 7. In Gainesville, series on the line.
Rothrock just doing Keegan Rothrock things. 102 pitches, 102 pitches. 6 strikeouts, as I mentioned. A few walks here and there, but shutting that door.
The Gators lead by 7, 9-1 for Auburn. And Keegan Rothrock, an absolute warrior today. 6 strikeouts, reigning National Pitcher of the Week, SEC Pitcher of the Week, Softball America's Pitcher of the Week. For no hitter against South Carolina. First to Ratliff. First hack. He's arced out of play. It's funny, when she sealed her no-hitter against South Carolina, Madison Walker, one of Florida's infielders and big hitters, had to go up to her and tell her. She wasn't aware of it. Neither was Florida's pitching coach, Stephanie Van Brakel-Prothro. Just too lasered in on the process. 0-1. Ratliff goes opposite way again, 0-2.
And that's the best feeling as a pitcher. You're not even aware of all the little details. You're just worried about that next pitch being your best pitch and just continuing to fight on the mound. And that video was cute to watch. I mean, she had no idea, completely in shock, and her teammates all happy for her.
On 0-2. Ratliff, high fly ball, left field, Thomas back, it's gone. No shutout today. Ratliff leaves the yard.
Ratliff just sends this pitch over the heart of the plate, flying to the pitching lab. Gets those legs involved and just skyrockets it over left field and puts Auburn on the board.
Well, maybe a bright spot in what otherwise has been a tough day for Auburn offensively. Just the 1 run off of their 3rd hit now. Comes from the 8th spot, and it'll be a pinch hitter for Daigle Wilson. This is Kyla Stroud taking a first pitch strike. Rothrock, so 1. Big home run hack for strike 2. Oh, 2. Stroud down on strikes. I think it's 7 for number 7.
And that's the response that you want to have after a solo shot. Come in there with 3 straight rise balls to miss the bat, Stroud.
Well, Tim Walton will come out and make a pitching change. Olivia Miller is going to step in for Florida here in the top of the 7th. So you would assume that if Florida gets these final 2 outs, it will indeed be Keegan Rothrock's 72nd victory, but she's going to get some help. Also a standing O for Jocelyn Erickson, who exits the game. And Keegan Rothrock will get the same.
I think also when you think about just the way that the game is played out, Rothrock were to stay in, it would be the 4th time through seeing Rothrock. And Olivia Miller, who's had an appearance this weekend, yesterday came in first relief, but gonna throw that curve to both sides of the plate, also with that changeup that just falls off the table. So she's gonna work east to west with a lot of finesse.
It's come a long way in her junior season. A left-hander for Florida, out of Orlando, Florida originally. Been a big asset out of the bullpen, especially since Ava Brown went down with injury back in February. Gators have had to lean on her, especially in SEC play. Came through big in multiple game 2s. Saw some action already this weekend. Keegan Rothrock ultimately will exit this game 6 1/3, 3 hits allowed. Auburn still 6 runs to get. Miller yesterday went 3 innings. Here's her first of game 3. High and out to former Gator Kylie Shaw. (1-0). Sean, excuse me, foul. It's 1-1. If you're Auburn, how do you build on this weekend? You broke the losing streak, but ultimately it looks like probably not going to get the series.
I think it should give them at least a little bit of confidence to bring with them the rest of this SEC conference play. I mean, they went on a 10-game losing streak. It really came out yesterday, even on Friday, with Roebuck's RBI extra base hit off of Keegan Rothrock, and today that home run, just to know that they can compete, but they got to be able to hold it down on defense. And then with Harrison yesterday and what she was able to do in the circle, they're going to need that in this postseason stretch and even in the rest of SEC play.
It's 2-2 on Kylie Shaw, Chris and Kate Malveau's team. Out the Sunday game, shut out the Gators. 2-2 is fouled off. Like nobody else has done that this year. Tennessee got the closest in a 2-1 pitcher's duel. A really good Florida offense. Ella Harrison's the real deal.
She is. You got to tip your cap to her. Florida just got beat outright. All of her off-speed pitches, that hard drop.
2-2 is roped to first and grabbed by Madison Walker.
Shaw just as unlucky as it gets right now in this series. Only a few strikeouts, just not finding holes, but a nice snag by Walker at first.
Hastings' first pitch is fouled off, so Miller 1 out closer. Gators just need one more on the board to take the series. Miller's 0-1. Pounded foul, and Auburn's down to their final strike. A chance here to win their 6th SEC series of 2026. Miller can slam the door. Oh, 2's outside. Gators will have Florida State, UCF, Knowles again, Georgia to finish out the regular season. One-two. Line drive right center field. Plenty of real estate. Extends this game one more at bat. So Alyssa Hastings on base for the 3rd time today with her first hit.
Auburn battling until the last pitch.
Destiny Rodriguez up. Outside, ball 1. It's another factor for Auburn down the stretch, having her back in this order. Right now, only as a designated player, still have Wilson playing at second base. 1-0. Rodriguez tumbles it to short. This should do it. Florida seals the series in game 3, 7-1 over Auburn.
And a statement from the Florida Gators after yesterday's loss against the Auburn Tigers. And Ella Harrison coming back today and smacking the ball around early. 11 hits on the day. Rothrock claims the win. And it's a 17th straight series win over Auburn.
6th SEC series win this year for the Florida Gators as they grab their senior weekend set against the Auburn Tigers. For our entire crew, led by Jeremy Otter alongside Alicia Ocasio, I'm Ryan Urquhart saying so long on this Sunday from Gainesville. Gators take the series. They cruise past Auburn 7-1.